You ever have a padlock frozen to your tongue? I once was out in weather so cold, I had thick mitts, moose hide, on my hands with a sheepskin wool lining. This moose hide had that, like the natural pile, kinds of thick. And on my camp, my cabin there, 2 rooms, wood, built by Finlanders in the 1930s. I guess it was. There was no more road in there. It had overgrown. It's just a track, but we recut it and made a bridge, and eventually a person did get a tractor in there. It's pretty overgrown last time I saw the place. More than a decade back. But anyway, it was way below zero, like maybe 40, 35, 40, 45 below zero. This camp, it was between Timmins and Cochrane, up in the bush there by Frederick House Lake, where the old Hudson's Bay Frederick House had once stood. Yeah, up the west side of the lake, toward where the native people there had their land allocated. Since been moved over a little along the shore due to some rare flora and fauna the government decided to keep an eye on. Anyway, I had to go back in for something, a glass of water. You get thirsty when it's real cold and you're working outside. And I was fumbling with the padlock. I had slipped a padlock. I had put a hasp on the door for when I was away. I thought I should be able to lock it up. It was a foolish idea. And I had a padlock. It wasn't locked. It was just hanging on there. But I was fumbling with my mitt, and then with 2 mitts, trying to lift it off the hasp, and I couldn't quite get it off and hold it and fumble that door open with my mitt on. And for a moment, I stuck the padlock between my teeth. Like that, I had a lot of teeth then. A few more than I do now. I think I had just turned 18 years old a couple of months before. And I put that padlock in my mouth to hold it and get both hands on the hasp. At that point, I might have just put one big moose hide mitt under my arm and pulled the mitt off and opened that door because my mouth had gone frozen numb. Couldn't feel a thing. But I knew that padlock was stuck to my tongue and I couldn't get it out of my mouth. It wouldn't fall out of my mouth. And if I separated my teeth, it made a little bit of a pain on the tip of my tongue as I came in, and it started to thaw a little bit around the edges maybe. But it would just hang off my tongue, and that was painful. That didn't feel right at all, the weight of a padlock hanging off of your tongue. So I supported it with my hand. One hand still had a mitt on it. It wasn't heavy on my tongue, but I didn't have to close my teeth tight or my lips around it. I held that open. I went over to the stove. I had one of those oval tin stoves with those corrugated like tin liners inside it, those light ones that trappers used to use. And held my face over that stove. They had those lids that would open up, I think maybe with a foot pedal, where you'd lift it with a little thing. They were on a hinge. The whole thing was light. You could move it on a toboggan. Yeah, and it slowly thawed. It thawed out. I could feel my tongue starting to thaw out. Finally, it slid off my tongue, melted off my tongue, froze my mouth like that. And it reminded me so much of that story Gene Shepard told. I think he said somehow that his friend Flick did it when he froze his tongue to the lamppost. I think just on a dare. Okay, that's all today from the Teenage Grandpa. You have a good one.